While we've all been watching many of the Mag 7 stocks surge over the past year or so, new data from Forge Global says a Mag 7 made up of private companies like SpaceX, OpenAI, and Fanatics is doing even better. So why exactly are these private companies outperforming their public counterparts? Joining us now to talk about all this is Kelly Rodriques, Forge Global CEO. Kelly, great to see you on set.
Great to see you, Josh.
Let's start, for many viewers who aren't familiar, what you guys operate there, a secondary market, right, where insiders can buy and sell shares of private companies. Big picture, talk to me about, the bigger themes and trends you're saying play out right now.
Well, it is a global marketplace, but one of the bigger themes is a lot of people who aren't insiders are trying to get into it. The private market has been one of the highest performing asset classes for over a decade. And big companies, such as the ones covered in the Mag 7, private Mag 7, are staying private longer and longer, and they're getting bigger, and people want access to those names.
We mentioned some of it there on the screen, private Mag 7, Stripe, OpenAI, SpaceX. I'm curious, how do, you mentioned there, they are staying private for longer. What are the reasons for that, Kelly?
Access to capital, primarily. The companies that you're looking at here in the private Mag 7, they're the biggest, they're the most resilient, and now we can start to check their price performance. And when you look at that, this group of companies makes up the leading group. Probably about 25% of the private market valuation is in these 7 companies.
How did you screen who would make the list? What were the metrics?
Well, we now have data. In the last 5 years, we've amassed enough data to look at relative pricing so we can see what people are trying to buy and sell it for. And because we've got the actual price marks, we can look at how that price moves over time. That combined with what the companies have disclosed about their performance, these are the biggest and the best performers.
Any line of sight on how do valuations then look for some of these names?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
SpaceX was valued at $212 billion today. OpenAI made a big announcement. And all of these companies, I think you heard rumors today that, and this company, Cerebras, is not in the Mag 7, but there's rumored that they're going to go out today, and we see their valuation at about $7 to $8 billion.
I get that you can raise a lot of money, certain private companies can, but at the same time, wouldn't you think, Kelly, you look around, I mean, Jay Powell just told it, the economy's okay, he's easing. I mean, the market hitting records. Isn't it a good time to go public?
I think you're just now starting to see the market open up. Those announcements today, including Chime, were big. We thought the market would start to open up later this year. I think the rate cuts came a little later than some people thought. And so I'm optimistic about the IPO market in 25. And I think
are?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
What are the reasons for that, Kelly?
I think, as you point out, I think there's a lot of pent-up liquidity demand in private companies. These companies are private for 12, 15 years. The investors and the funds that back them, they want liquidity at some point in time.
They've got life expenses like everybody else, is your point. Do you think some CEOs, is your sense, is it possibly election plays a role in there? Some founders and CEOs are thinking, you know what, I'm going to wait to see how things shake out. Is that a potential variable or not really?
Absolutely. I believe the election is a cause for uncertainty. And in an uncertain environment, people will wait.
Yep.
So my view is because it's an election year, and even though the rates are coming down, people are going to see how this election turns out.
All right, we'll see. Kelly, thank you so much for joining us today. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Josh.